So, hi guys! Today, ang pag-uusapan natin ay tungkol sa determinacy and stability of beams, pin-connected structures, and frames. Okay. So, ano bang ibig sabihin nito? Okay, so ang isang structure guys, for example, mayroon tayong structure, no? Ang isang structure ay pwedeng maging stable, pwedeng maging unstable. So, dalawa yan, no? So, ang isang structure nga, sabi ko nga, no, ay maaaring stable siya at maaaring maging unstable. So, take note na kapag you are a structural engineer, no, kailangan you are aiming for a stable na structure, no? Hindi natin gugustuhin na yung ating structure ay maging unstable. Bakit? Kasi syempre, no, kapag unstable ang ating structure, that means na masisira siya kapag in-applyan natin ng load. So, kailangan stable yung ating target. Okay. So, yung stable, meron siyang dalawang klase. Kapag stable yung structure, meron siyang dalawang klase. That is either statically determinate or statically indeterminate. So, pag-usapan natin muna yung mga stable structures na statically determinate and statically indeterminate. Okay. So, ano ba yung ibig sabihin kapag statically determinate ang isang structure? Ano naman yung ibig sabihin kapag statically indeterminate? So, sinasabi natin guys na yung isang structure is statically determinate kung yung mga forces or when all of the forces in a structure can be determined strictly from the three equations of equilibrium. So, ito yung summation of forces x equals to 0, summation of forces y equals to 0, and summation of moment about any point equals to 0. So, ibig sabihin guys, no, kapag meron kang structure tapos kaya mong makuha yung lahat ng mga unknown forces using these three equations of equilibrium, then that is statically determinate. Okay, so ano naman ang ibig sabihin kapag indeterminate, statically indeterminate? When there are more unknown forces than available equilibrium equations, then sinasabi natin that the structure is statically indeterminate. So again, no, kapag mas marami yung unknown forces kaysa sa available na equilibrium equations. So take note na as indeterminate ang isang structure kung hindi mo masosolve yung ating mga unknown na reactions gamit lamang yung tatlong equilibrium equations. Ibig sabihin, kailangan mo pa ng additional equations para ma-solve nga yung mga unknown. So, yun yung, so dito sa topic natin ngayon, sa video na ito, pag-uusapan natin kung paano natin malalaman kung isang structure is statically determinate or statically indeterminate. Okay. So, yun na. So, yung question na nga is, how to determine if a structure is statically determinate or statically indeterminate? Okay. So, yung sagot dyan, as a general rule, a structure can be identified as being either statically determinate or statically indeterminate by drawing free body diagrams of all its members or selected parts of its members and then comparing the total number of unknown reactive force and moment components with the total number of available equilibrium equations. So, yun lang guys, no? So, ang ibig sabihin nito is that para daw malaman natin kung isang structure is statically determinate or indeterminate, ang kailangan natin gawin is mag-drawing ng free body diagram ng structure. So, ibig sabihin, sa free body diagram, doon natin ilalagay lahat ng mga forces na nagka-act doon sa ating structure. Okay? Then, bibilangin daw natin yung lahat ng mga unknown na reactive force, yung mga reactions, bibilangin lang natin. Pati na din yung moment, force at saka moment ng mga reactions. And then, i-compare natin siya sa total number of available equilibrium equations. So, yun. Okay? So, sige nga, no? So, para sa coplanar structure, kasi ang pinag-uusapan natin dito sa video na to ay para sa beams, sa pin-connected structures, at saka sa frames. Okay? So, para sa coplanar structures, pag sinabi natin coplanar structures, guys, ito yung mga structures na two-dimensional. Okay? So, para sa coplanar structures, there are at most 3 equations of equilibrium or equilibrium equations for each part so that if there is a total of n parts and r force and moment reaction components, So, ang mangyayari is, again, para sa mga coplanar structures, guys, ang tinutukoy natin ng mga coplanar structures dito ay beams, pin-connected structures, at saka frames. Ayun. So, again, i-compare natin yung R, that is the number of force and moment reactions sa total number of equations. So, yung total number of equations natin dito ay yung 3n. So, kapag ka naging equal yung R at yung 3n, that is statically determinate. Ngayon, kapag ka yung R ay naging greater than 3n, that will be called statically indeterminate. Okay, so take note guys, na kapag ka statically indeterminate yung isang structure, then kailangan natin i-compute yung degree of indeterminacy. That means, so number yung tinutukoy natin dito. So, madali lang naman i-compute yung degree of indeterminacy. Madali lang naman siyang i-compute. Ang gagawin lang natin is i-minus yung R kasi nga diba yung R natin dito ay mas malaki kesa sa 3n. So i-minus lamang natin yung R yung 3n sa R, then yun na mismo yung degree of indeterminacy. Okay? So take note na itong degree of indeterminacy, ito yung sobrang, di ba nga at sinasabi natin, determinate ang isang structure kung kaya nating makompute yung lahat ng mga unknown forces gamit yung yung mga available na equilibrium equations. So dito sa statically indeterminate, that means mas marami yung unknown compared sa available na equilibrium equations. So yung degree of indeterminacy, ito yung sobrang unknown, sobrang number ng unknown, no, para ma-solve nga na kulang, yung kulang na number para ma-solve natin yung mga unknown na reactions. I hope na-explain ko siya na maayos, medyo magulo yung aking explanation. So, if a structure is statically indeterminate, the additional equations needed to solve for the unknown reactions are obtained by relating the applied loads and reactions to the displacement or slope at different points of the structure. So these are called compatibility equations and must be equal in number to the degree of indeterminacy. So ulitin ko lang guys na yung degree of indeterminacy, ito pa yung kulang natin na equation para ma-solve yung problem. So yun na yun. Okay? So sa statically determinate, madali lang ma-solve yung mga unknowns kasi sakto lang yung number of reactions, unknown reactions sa number of equations. Okay? Sa statical indeterminate, mas madami yung unknowns compared sa number of equations, kaya kailangan mo ng additional na mga equations. Okay. So, yun. So, unahin muna natin guys. Diba ang topic natin dito is determinacy and stability of beams, pin-connected structures, and frames. So, unahin muna natin yung beams at saka pin-connected structures. So, ito yung ating So, kanina sabi natin again that when R is equals to 3n, statically determinate ang tawag doon. And kapag R is greater than 3n, that is called statically indeterminate. Okay. So, take note here that the R is the number of reactions, number of unknown na reactions. Ibig sabihin, all you need to do is, kailangan natin dito ng knowledge kung ilan yung number of reactions sa bawat supports, di ba? Okay? And yung N dito guys, N, okay? That is the number of parts. Okay? So, pin-connected members must be disassembled into n parts. Okay? Mamaya maintindihan nyo ang ibig sabihin nito kapag na-example na tayo. Bakit may parts? Diba? Bakit ngayon? Okay. So, nagkakaroon ng parts actually kapag meron tayong pin-connected members. Ito yung mga members na kinonect with an internal pin. Okay? So, kasi pwede natin yun, kapag in-analyze kasi natin yung ganong klase ng structure, pwede natin i-cut dun sa may pin, tapos ihiwalay yung mga members nga na nagko-connect ng internal pin na yun. May mga aso sa labas. Okay, so, para mas maintindihan nyo guys yung ang concept ng pag-determine ng statically determinate at indeterminate, no? So, ito yung, sagutin natin itong problem na to. Okay, so this is example na problem 1.8. So, babasahin ko muna yung problem. Classify each of the beams shown in the following figures as statically determinate or statically indeterminate. if statically indeterminate, we will have to report the number of degrees of indeterminacy. The beams are subjected to external loadings that are assumed to be known and can act anywhere on the beams. Okay? So, ang gagawin lamang natin dito is sasabihin natin kung statically determinate ba or statically indeterminate ba yung beams. Kapag statically indeterminate, kailangan natin ilagay kung ilan yung number of degrees of indeterminacy. Okay? So, sagutin natin itong problem. So, ito yung problem. Okay, so isa-isahin natin to guys. Okay. So, ito yung problem. Nilagay ko na siya dito. I hope nakikita nyo siya. Ayan. Okay. So, again, yung R natin dito is the number of reactions. Then, yung N natin dito is the number of parts. Okay, so unahin muna natin yung letter A. Okay, letter A muna tayo. So, wait lang guys ha. Inaayos ko pa yung pen. Because, okay. So, see nga, no? So, wag na lang tayo, instead of drawing free body diagram, dito na lang tayo mag-drawing sa ating figure. Okay. So, ito yung ating beam. So, yung ating beam ngayon ay mayroong hinge and meron tayong roller dito sa may point na to. Okay. So, all we need to do first is bilangin natin yung R, tapos bilangin natin yung number of equations. Okay? So, yung ating R is the number of reactions. So, dito meron tayong dalawang reactions, no? Meron tayong vertical component and meron tayong horizontal component kasi nga this is a hinge. Okay? Tapos dito, of course, since this is a roller, so meron tayong vertical lamang na ating reaction. So, therefore, yung ating total number of reactions dito ay 1, 2, 3. So, this is 3. Okay? Para naman sa 3n, okay? 3n again is the number of equations na available. So, yung n dito is the number of parts. Again, sabi ko kanina, magkakaroon lamang tayo ng parts kapag meron tayong pin-connected na mga members. Sa case na to, wala tayong pin-connected na mga members. No? So, bali yung n natin dito is 1 lamang. So, this is 3 times n, wherein yung n natin nga is 1. So, this is equals to 3. So, ayun. So, R natin is 3. 3n natin is 3. So, equal lamang. So, therefore, this is statically determinate. Okay? So, there is natin itong isa. Ayan. So, this is statically determinate. So, yung sagot sa letter A is statically determinate. Okay. So, let's move now sa letter B. So, dito tayo sa letter B. Okay? So, I hope nakikita niyo yung figure. Okay, so yung ating figure ngayon, guys, is ito. So, meron tayong beam. Okay? Tapos, tingnan natin yung ating support. Okay? So, dito, meron tayong hinge. So, meron tayong dalawang reactions. So, vertical, meron isa vertical. Dito ay meron tayong horizontal. Tapos, anong support ito? Okay, so take note that is not a roller, ha? Okay, so ang tawag natin dyan is a slider. Okay, so tingnan natin nga dito sa pampar. Okay, para ma-review lang tayo, no? Tingnan natin dito sa mga list ng ating supports. Nasaan ba yung slider? Okay, ito yung slider, guys, no? Okay, so ito yung slider. So ito yung symbol ng slider. Ito yung nakikita natin. So, ayun, so para sa slider, take note, dalawa yung ating reactions para doon. That is, meron tayong normal to the surface of contact and meron tayong moment reaction. Okay? Dalawa, meron tayong normal reaction and meron tayong moment reaction. Okay? So, drawing natin dito, meron tayong normal and meron tayong moment. So, dalawa. Okay? And take note, meron tayong internal hinge. Ito yung tinutukoy ko na internal hinge. And take note, kapag may internal hinge tayo, guys, no, that means, no, pwede natin, kapag in-analyze natin to, pwede natin ito i-cut. No? I-cut dito, iwala yung isang side sa kabilang side. So, take note na hinge man to. So, ibig sabihin, kung hinge siya, meron siyang dalawang components ng reaction. So, Pag iniwalay natin to itong kabila, meron tayong vertical na reaction, meron tayong horizontal na reaction. Sa kabila, ganun din, meron tayong vertical at meron tayong horizontal. Pero take note guys, na itong horizontal na to sa kabilang side is equal to this horizontal. So, pareho lang yan sila na reaction. Okay? Pareho lang sila ng value, magkaiba lang sila ng direction kasi nga, magkabila man yung ina-consider natin. Itong vertical na to is equal lang din sa nandito sa taas. So, pareho lang yan. Magka-opposite lang sila ng direction kasi kina-consider natin yung magkabilang side ng member. Okay? So, parang katulad lang ng pinag-uusapan natin sa strength of materials. Ganun lang. Ito nga, ilagay ko dito yung free body diagram. Okay, so ibig sabihin guys, let's now compute kung ilan yung reactions ng ating beam na ito. Okay? So, meron tayong dalawa dito. 1, 2. Okay? Tapos, meron dalawa dito. 3, 4. Tapos, ito take note na dalawa lang to. Ang bilang nito is dalawa lang kasi parehas nga lang yung ating horizontal dito. Parehas lang yung ating vertical. So, ibig sabihin, we have 6 reactions dito. Okay? Tapos, 3n. Kailangan natin malaman kung ilan ang number of equations natin na pwede magamit dito. So, 3 multiplied by n. Okay, n here is the number of parts. Again, sabi natin kanina, na magkakaroon tayo ng n kapag merong pin-connected structures or pin-connected members. So, sa case na to, meron tayong internal pin. Okay, so ibig sabihin, dalawa yung ating n. Ito yung isa, ito yung unang n, ito yung isang n, ito yung pangalawang n. So, ibig sabihin, yung ating n dito ay 2. Dalawang parts. Bakit ganun? Okay. Bakit ganun guys? Okay, para maintindihan lang natin. Kasi ganito yung guys, kapag in-isolate natin yung kabilang side, tatlong equilibrium equations yung pwede natin magamit dito. Yung summation of forces, x, y, at saka moment. Yung kabilang side, pag in-isolate natin, tatlo na naman na additional equations yung pwede natin magamit. Same pa din, summation of forces, x, y, at saka moment. So, ibig sabihin, 6 lahat yun na equations. So, ito na yung total number of equations, yung 3n, that is the total number of equations. So, now, let's compare. 6 yung reactions, 6 yung equations, so equal lang sila. So, therefore, statically determinate yung ating structure. Okay, so erase natin to. Okay, so, yan. Okay, dito tayo sa ating pangatlong sa letter C. No? Let's see kung ano ba to, statically determinate ba to or statically indeterminate. Okay. So, wait lang. Okay, so dito tayo. So, dito meron tayong fixed support. So, obviously, natin ilagay yung paano lang ha? Bilang na lang. So, since fixed to, meron tayong tatlong reactions dito. Tama? Then dito is roller, so meron tayong isa. Dito is roller, so meron tayong isa na naman. So this is 5 total na reactions. So, hindi ko na drawing guys, no, yung ating mga reactions. So pwede naman ganun, no? Pagbilang na lang tayo kung ilan yung reactions. Yung ating n dito, take note, wala mo tayong internal pin or internal hinge. Then 1 lang yung ating n. So this is 3 times 1 and this is equals to 3. So, therefore, R natin is 5 and that is greater than 3. So, ibig sabihin, since greater than yung number of unknowns, mas marami yung unknowns compared sa equations, then this is statically indeterminate. So, erase natin to. So, this is statically indeterminate to the, okay? So, yung degree natin is just kung ilan yung difference ng dalawa. So, 5 minus 3, okay? 5 minus 3 is equals to 2. So, this is statically indeterminate to the second degree. Okay? So, madali lang siya, guys. Madali lang. Okay, last. Dito tayo sa letter D. Okay? So, ito. Okay, so bilangin natin lahat ng mga R or total number of reactions. So, dito, since this is fixed, so meron tayong tatlong reactions dito. Dito, this is also fixed, so tatlong reactions. Dito, internal hinge. So, meron tayong dalawa dito, and then dalawa dito. So, ilan lahat yun? 5, 5. So, this is 10. Okay? Dito is 3 multiplied by n. N again is the total number of, n natin dito is the number of parts. Okay, so again, ulitin ko lang ha, pa-Juliet, no? Yung n dito is the number of parts and magkakaroon tayo ng n kapag meron tayong internal pin. So sa case na to, may internal pin tayo dito. So pwede natin siyang i-cut dito, ching, tapos dito din, shh, okay? So ibig sabihin, ilan yung ating total number of parts? Isa, ito is pangalawa, ito is pangatlo. So meron tayong tatlong number of parts. So tatlo yung ating n, 3. So this is equals to 9. So this is greater than pa din, no? So obviously, hindi ito determinate. Ito ay magiging indeterminate. So yung ating degree of indeterminacy natin ay 10 minus 9, this is equals to 1. So this is statically indeterminate to the first degree. Okay? So, madali lang siya guys. Madali lang. Okay, so na-solve na natin yung ating problem, example problem 1.8. So dito tayo sa next na example problem. Let's see kung masosolve natin to. Masosolve natin to syempre, no? Tayo pa. Okay. So classify each of the pin-connected structures shown in the following figures as statically determinate or statically indeterminate. If statically indeterminate, report the number of degrees of indeterminacy. The structures are subjected to arbitrary external loadings that are assumed to be known and can act anywhere on the structures. So ayun, so same pa rin yung problem natin guys. We have to determine kung itong mga pin-connected structures na to, lahat sila ay pin-connected. Okay? So we have to determine if these pin-connected structures are determinate or indeterminate. Okay? So kung indeterminate, we have to report the number of degrees of indeterminacy. Okay? So let's solve this problem. So tingnan natin. Okay, so dito tayo mag-solve. Lipat ko yung camera. Okay. So, ayun. So, isa-isahin natin to guys. Okay, so again, magbibilang tayo ngayon ng ating mga reactions. So, dito, okay, this is a fixed. So, same pa rin yung process guys ha. Same pa rin kanina. No? So, R natin ay, dito ay meron tayong 3 na reactions kasi this is a fixed. Ito ay sa hinge. So, meron tayong dalawa dito. That is vertical and horizontal. So, 2. Ito is internal hinge. So, meron tayong additional na 2 dito. So, ibig sabihin, our R or unknown reactions is 7. Tama? 3 plus 2 plus 2 is 7. So, 7 yung ating R. Okay? Okay, dito tayo ngayon sa 3n. Okay? So, wait lang. Okay, so let's now solve the 3n, the value of 3n. So, this will become, okay, so wait lang ha. So, meron tayong internal hinge dito, kasi nga this is pin-connected structure, so meron tayong internal hinge dito, ito yun. So, pwede natin siyang i-cut ng pagganon. So, dalawa yung ating part. Itong part na to, and itong part na to. Okay? So, bali ang ating magiging 3n dito is 3 multiplied by, n natin is dalawang parts, so 2. So, this equals to 6. So, again, so 7 yung ating reactions, 6 yung ating equations. So, 7 is greater than 6. So, therefore, this is not statically determinate. So, i-erase natin itong isa. Okay? So, ito ay magiging statically indeterminate to the 7 minus 6 is 7 minus 6, of course, is 1. So, this is first degree. Okay? So, yun. Madali lang, guys. Okay, dito tayo sa next. Okay. So, sa B, no? This is a hinge. So, obviously, meron tayong dalawa dito na reactions. Dito is a fixed. So, meron tayong tatlong reactions dito. This is an internal hinge. Meron tayong dalawang reactions. This is an internal hinge na naman. Meron tayong dalawang reactions. So, ilan lahat yun? So, bale, meron tayong 9 ka-reactions. Ayun. Okay. So, ngayon, bilangin natin kung ilang parts natin madi-divide itong ating figure. So, wait lang. Okay. So, mayroon tayong internal hinge dito, so i-cut natin dito, internal hinge dito, cut natin dito. So, ilang parts yun? Isa, dalawa, tatlo. Okay? So, this will be 3 times 3. So, this equals to 9. Okay? So, 9 yung ating number of equations. So, equal lamang. Dahil equal, okay? At dahil nga equal, then, this is statically determinate. Okay, next. Tayo sa letter C. Okay? So, magbilang muna tayo ng ating mga reactions. Dito is a fixed support. So, this is 3. Yung ating reactions dito. This is a hinge. So, obviously, this is, we have 2 reactions here. This is a fixed. So, meron tayong tatlong reactions dito. This is an internal hinge. So, meron tayong dalawa. Okay? So, ilan yung lahat? That is 10 reactions. Okay? Then, bilangin natin yung number of parts na pwede natin ma-divide na yung ating structure. Okay? So, meron tayong isa lang na internal hinge. Ito yun. So, ibig sabihin, we have 1 and we have 2. Okay? So, this is 3 times 2 yung ating n. So, this is 6. Okay? So, greater than yung number of reactions natin compared sa ating equation. So, therefore, this is not statically determinate. So, indeterminate siya to the, okay, yung degree natin of course is i-minus lang 10 minus 6, that is 4th degree. Okay? So, yun guys. Okay, so last na. Dito na tayo sa ating last problem. So, ayan. Okay, so anong tawag dito na support? Okay, so tingnan muna natin. Ang pagkakalam ko, this is a parang slider din siya pero pin connected. So parang baka moment lang yung moment. Wala tayong moment. So baka isang reaction lang meron dito kasi pwedeng mag-rotate, pwedeng mag-move. So isang reaction. So tingnan natin guys ha. Anong tawag dito? Okay. So itong reaction na to, itong support na to is called, nasa na? Ito yun, no? Ito, ang tawag dyan is smooth pin connected collar. Okay? So, isa lang. Sabi ko na, isa lang yung ating magiging reaction dyan. So, smooth connected collar. Bakit isa lang yung ating magiging reaction dyan? Is because yung member na connect dyan ay pwedeng mag-rotate about the support. And itong support na mismo ay pwedeng mag-slide, no, along this rod na to. So, ibig sabihin, isa lang yung hindi niya pwedeng galawan, yung pagganon, yung movement na pagganito. Okay? So, that means, no, isa yung ating reaction for that. So, sige na, pagpatuloy na natin dito. So, nasa na ba yun? Okay? Okay, so, meron tayong isang reaction dito. Wait lang. So, meron tayong isang reaction dito. This is self-fixed. So, meron tayong tatlong reactions dito. This is a roller. Meron tayong isang reaction dito. This is internal hinge. So, meron tayong dalawa. Ito ay another internal hinge. So, meron tayong dalawa. So, ilan yung lahat, guys? Okay. So, 5. Hindi natin isasama sa bilang to ha, kasi ito na yung buong support natin para sa member. Ito kasi yung member natin. So, ito yung ating support. Hindi ito kasama. Okay? So, ito lang na support. Okay? So, bilangin natin 1, 2, 3, 4. Alam ba yun? 5, 9. Okay? 9 yung ating reactions. Okay? So, lagyan natin dito guys ha. R natin ay 9. Then, 3n. Bilang tayo. So, 3 multiplied by n. Ilan ba yung ating n? Okay? So, pwede natin kasing, meron tayong internal hinge dito, pwede natin i-cut dito, meron tayong internal hinge dito, pwede natin i-cut dito. So, ibig sabihin, ilang parts yun? 1, 2, 3. So, 3. So, yung ating n ay 3. So, this equals to 9. Okay? So, equals lang. So, ibig sabihin, ito ay statically determinate. Okay? So, di ba madali lang guys, no? Ayan. Okay. So, napag-usapan na natin. So, alam na natin ngayon kung paano i-determine kung statically determinate ba or statically indeterminate yung mga beams at saka pin-connected structures na stable. So, again, pinag-usapan natin dito muna ay yung mga stable na mga structures. No? Mamaya natin pag-isipin kung ang mga structures ba ay unstable. Ano? So, yun. So ngayon, kanina napag-usapan na natin yung beams at saka pin-connected structures. Ngayon naman, pag-usapan natin yung frames. Bakit ko pinagsama-sama guys ito, no? Yung beams, pin-connected at saka frames. That is because pare-pareho lang yung formula na ginagamit natin dito. Yung pag-compare ng R at saka yung 3N. No? Kaya ko iiwalay yung trusses because iba yung kanyang computation. Okay? So sa frames tayo. So unlike beams and pin-connected structures, frame structures consist of members that are connected together by rigid joints. Sometimes, the members form internal loops and it is necessary to cut the loop apart. Even if the frame has no closed loop, the same method must be used using vertical sections to classify the frame. Okay, so take note guys, na yung mga frames, pero maingay na, parang insect. So, take note guys, na yung mga frame is not pin-connected. Hindi katulad ng sa beams at saka pin-connected structures na maaaring magkaroon nga ng mga internal hinge, di ba? So, sa frames, it is not really possible, it is not really usual na maglalagay tayo ng mga pin, no? Sa frames, no? Ng mga internal pin. So, usually, fixed yung ating mga joints doon. Fixed, hindi mga pin. Okay. So, ang nangyayari is, maaaring magkaroon ng loop or maaaring walang loop. Okay. So, ang gagawin natin dito, guys, sa frame is, kailangan natin mag-cut using vertical sections para malaman natin kung ilan yung ating internal, yung N, para malaman natin yung number of parts. Okay. So, mamaya mas maintindihan nyo kapag nag-example na tayo. So, again, no, ito yung ating ginagawa, no? I-compare natin yung R, that is the number of reactions, sa 3N, which is the number of equations. So again, kapag ka-equals, determinate, kapag ka-greater, that is indeterminate, and then we have to report the degree of indeterminacy. Okay? So again, dito yung R natin is the number of reaction and is the number of parts. Okay, so let's solve this problem. Okay, so i-solve natin itong problem, guys. Okay, so yung problem natin ay classify each of the frames shown in the following figures as statically determinate or statically indeterminate. If statically indeterminate, report the number of degrees of indeterminacy. The frames are subjected to external loadings that are assumed to be known and can act anywhere on the frames. Okay, so meron tayong tatlong frames dito. Okay, and we need to determine if these frames are statically determinate or statically indeterminate. Okay, so before that guys, no, i-review lang muna natin ha. Okay, so again, no, ang gagawin natin kapag ka-frames is that kailangan natin i-cut yung ating mga parts ng frames, vertical sections ang ating pagka-cut. Okay. So, kapag ka may loop, kailangan natin i-cut yung loop. Okay? Pero kahit walang loop, mag-vertical section pa rin tayo. So, yun. So, yun guys. So, sige nga, isolve na natin itong problem. So, ayun. Wait lang, lipat tayo ng whiteboard. Ayun. Okay. So, unahin natin ito. Okay. So, that is itong frame na to. Okay, so sige, magbilang tayo guys ng ating mga reactions. Okay. So dito, meron tayong hinge na support. Nakikita nyo ba? Okay, wait lang. So dito meron tayong hinge support. So meron tayong dalawang reactions dito. Dito, this is a rocker na support. So meron tayong isang reaction dito. This is a rocker ha. Okay. So parang roller lang din siya guys. No? Pero yung rocker is mas ina-allow niya, yung roller, mas ina-allow niya na mag-rotate yung member na nakakabit sa roller. Sa rocker, slight rotation lang yung pwede. Parang rocking chair ba? Parang gano'n. Okay. So, yun. So, meron tayong tatlo na. Okay? Pero take note, meron tayong loop. Ito yung tinatawag natin na loop. No? Meron tayong closed loop. So, kapag meron tayong closed loop dito, guys, we need to cut this section. Vertical section yung pagka-cut natin. Okay, so pag kinat natin, guys, pwede natin i-analyze ito isa. Pwede natin i-analyze ito isa. So, parang katulad ng kanina lang sa pin-connected structures, no? Ika-cut, tapos magiging dalawang parts na ito ngayon. No? Tama? Okay. So, pero take note na pag nag-cut tayo dito, meron tayong tatlong reactions dito. Kay fan man to, diba? Isang solid man to na part ng frame. So, pag kinat natin dito, meron tayong lalabas dito na vertical reaction, horizontal reaction, tapos may moment reaction na lalabas. No? So, tatlo yan. So, same lang din sa kabila. Moment, vertical, okay, and then horizontal. So, tatlo. So, tatlo dito ang lalabas na reaction. And tatlo lang din yung lalabas na reaction dito sa may point na to kasi kinat din natin. Okay, so ilan lahat ng reactions yun? 2 plus 1, that is 3. Plus 3 plus 3, that is 9 lahat ng reactions. Okay? Then, we can now compute for the number of equations na available. Okay? The number of equations natin, that will be equals to 3 multiplied by n. N natin is the number of parts. Take note na hinahatin natin siya ng dalawa. So, therefore, we have 2 parts. So, this is equals to 6. So, ibig sabihin, 9 is greater than 6. So, this is statically indeterminate. Okay, so, erase natin ito. So, this is statically indeterminate to the, okay, 9 minus 6 ay 3. So, this is statically indeterminate to the third degree. So, yun, madali lang guys. Yun tayo sa next na frame. Okay? Okay, so sa frame na to, sige, magbilang na tayo ng ating mga reactions. This is fixed, so we have 3 reactions. Fixed na naman, so 3 reactions. Fixed na po, 3 reactions. Okay? Then, okay, so, take note, hindi pa tayo tapos magbilang ng reactions, guys, ha? Meron pa kasi ditong, kailangan natin i-cut to, vertical cutting, ayun. And, eto, okay, kinat natin to kasi loop. Eto din, kahit walang loop, i-cut din natin siya. So, bali, again, meron tayong, pag kinat natin dito, meron tayong lalabas ang tatlong reactions dito, no? Kasi, hindi naman to, kung pin ito, kung internal pin ito, then dalawa lang yun. Pero since, parang fixed man to na part, no? Parang kinat natin yung isang buong solid. So, tatlo yung lalabas niya na reactions. Horizontal, vertical, and moment. Dito din, same, 3. Dito din, 3. So, ilan yung lahat? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 na 3. So, that is 18. Tama? Tama. 18 lahat ng ating reactions. Tapos, dito tayo sa 3n. Compute natin. Yung 3n. So, this is 3 multiplied by ilang parts lahat. Kinat natin dito, kinat natin dito. Ilang parts yan? Isang part, dalawang part, pangatlong part. So, 3 times 3. So, this equals to 9. So, 18 is greater than 9. So, therefore, this is statically indeterminate. Ito yun, indeterminate to the 9th degree. 9th degree. That's 18 minus 9 is 9. So, ayun. Okay? So, dito tayo sa letter C. Okay? Is another frame. Yun. So, pag-usapan natin kung ilan lahat ng reactions dito. Okay? So, unahin muna natin dito sa may gilid. Okay? This is a roller. So, isa lamang yung ating reaction. A fixed, so tatlo. This is fixed, another fixed, so tatlo. This is hinge, so dalawa. Okay? Pero hindi pa tayo tapos magbilang ng ating mga reactions kasi kailangan natin mag-cutting. Okay? Vertical cutting dito, vertical cutting dito, and vertical cutting dito. Okay? So, meron tayong additional na 3 reactions dito, 3 na po na reactions, then 3 na po na reactions. So, ilan yung lahat? 1, 2, 3, yung 33 muna, 4, 5, so 15 na yun lahat. 15 plus 2 is 17, plus 1, that is 18. Okay? So, 18 yung ating reactions. Then, let's now compute for the number of available equations, that is 3 multiplied by n. Okay, ilang n yun? Ilan yung ating parts? Isa. Pangalawa. Pangatlo. Pang-apat. So, we have 4 parts. So this equals to 12. Okay, so this is 18 is greater than 12. So therefore, this is statically indeterminate to the, ilan yung ating degree? That is 6. No? 18 minus 12 is 6. So this is statically indeterminate to the 6th degree. Okay? So very easy lang siya, guys. Now, don't worry about this one topic. This is one of the easiest topic na mamimit nyo sa structural theory. Okay? So, ayun. Okay, so back tayo sa ating, okay? Okay, so ngayon, alam na natin kung paano mag-determine ng statically determinate tsaka statically indeterminate. Okay? So ngayon, pag-usapan natin, paano naman natin ma-determine, di ba? Di ba nga sabi natin kanina, guys, that yung stable, pag stable yung ating structure, dalawa yun, either statically determinate and statically indeterminate. Pero, what if hindi siya stable? What if unstable siya? So, paano natin malalaman if yung structure natin is unstable? So, pag-usapan natin yung unstable. Okay? Okay, so pag-uusapan natin ngayon ay yung stability or paano ba natin masasabi kung ang isang structure is stable or unstable? Okay, so ano ba yung ibig sabihin ng stability? To ensure the equilibrium of a structure or its members, it is not only necessary to satisfy the equations of equilibrium, but the members must also be properly held or constrained by their supports. So, di ba guys, sabi natin kanina guys na kapag yung R natin is equals to the 3n, that is kapag yung unknown natin na reactions is equals to the number of equations, statically determinate siya, statically determinate. And kapag yung R natin, okay, so kapag yung R natin is greater than 3n, katulad nito nandito sa baba, okay, R is greater than 3n, that is, we can say that it is statically indeterminate. Okay, so ang tanong, ano naman kapag yung R is less than 3n? That is, ang tawag natin ay unstable. Okay? So, kapag yung R natin is less than 3n, that means kung ang unknown forces natin ay less than sa number of available equations, that means na unstable siya. Anong ibig sabihin ba ng unstable? Pag sinabi natin unstable, masisira yung structure, guys, or gagalaw yung structure. So, kapag nilagyan na natin ng load. So, hindi yun pwede sa ating mga civil engineers kasi, ano yun, that's a failure, diba? Hindi pwedeng unstable yung ating structure. Okay? So, yun. So, ayun no, yung isang condition ng unstable is that yung number of unknown reactions is less than sa available equations. That is unstable. Okay? Pero, hindi lang yun, guys. No? Okay? So again, no, if the structure is neither statically determinate nor statically indeterminate, then the structure is stable. Okay? Pero ang pagkakalam natin, guys, is that ito, kapag yung R natin is equals to 3n, and yung R nga natin is greater than 3n, no, stable yung pagkakalam natin. Pero actually, no, that is questionable pa, no? So that is questionable kasi maaaring hindi stable kahit na yung R is equals to 3n or yung R is greater than 3n. Maaaring unstable pa din siya. And I think mas maintindihan nyo kapag mamaya nag-discuss tayo ng problem. So again, no, yung ating condition ng instability na hindi stable is yung una, siguradong unstable kapag yung R is less than 3n. Kapag yung R is equal or greater than 3n, okay, maaaring maging unstable. Okay, ang term natin ay maaari, pwedeng maging unstable, possible maging unstable. Okay? So, pag-usapan natin ito, okay, itong tatlong to na conditions para maintindihan natin yung unstable, no, na structures. Okay? So, again, sabi natin kanina that yung R nga na less than 3n is unstable. And ito ay magiging unstable, maaaring maging unstable. Okay? So take note na itong conditions natin na R equals to 3n, at saka R greater than 3n. Ano ba yung mga aso sa labas? Joker. So, yung R equals to 3n tsaka R greater than 3n ay maaaring maging unstable if, okay, so take note of the one ha, maaaring maging unstable tong dalawa if the member reactions are concurrent or parallel or sum of the components form a collapsible mechanism. So, maaaring maging unstable kahit na R is greater than or equal to 3n kung yung mga reactions daw ay concurrent. Ibig sabihin, nag-meet at one point, or parallel, ibig sabihin, parallel yung ating mga reactions, o di kaya, nag-form yung ating mga components ng collapsible mechanism. So, maaaring mag-collapse no, yung ating arrangement. So, unahin muna natin. Meron kasi tayong tinatawag, guys, na partial constraints. So, yung partial constraints, dito na natin ini-explain yung kung bakit unstable yung number of reactions kapag bakit unstable yung tawag natin sa structure kapag yung number of reaction is less than the available equation. Okay? So, anong ibig sabihin yun, guys? A structure or one of its members may have fewer reactive forces than equations of equilibrium that must be satisfied. Okay? So, example, guys, no? Tingnan natin itong ating tawag dito. Tingnan natin itong ating structure. Okay? So, para mas maintindihan natin, guys, ay dito tayo. So, ano nga yung tawag natin sa structure na to kanina? So, ang tawag natin dito, tama ba, is a slider, no? Okay? Slider ba to? Wait lang, guys. Sine-check ko lang kung slider ba to or hindi. Para nakalimutan ko na agad, no? Sa akong mga kalimutin na tao. Charot. Okay? So, wait lang. Let's check kung ito nga ba ay slider. Hindi pala slider. This is called a fixed connected collar. Pero same lang siya ng sa slider na behavior. No? Ito kasi yung slider. Ito yung fixed connected collar. Okay? So, dalawa yung ating magiging reactions dyan. Ayun. So, sige nga, tingnan natin. What if nga ito yung ating structure? Wait lang. Okay, ito na nga yung ating structure. Okay. So, i-analyze natin, guys, itong ating structure. So, this is a fixed connected collar. So, dalawa yung ating mga reaction dito. So, ito lang ang ating support. Tama ba? Okay. So, kapag drawing natin yung ating free body diagram, itong ating structure, ito yung mangyayari. Ito. Okay. So, meron tayong dalawang reactions dito. Itong vertical at saka yung moment. Tapos, yun lang. Ito is an external force. Okay. So, bakit natin sinasabi na unstable itong ating structure na ito? Sige nga, try natin compute, no? So, yung R natin, compare natin siya sa 3N. Okay? So, yung R natin dito is 1, 2. Dalawa lang yung ating R. No? Dalawa lang yung ating reactions. Ito lang. Hindi itong reactions, guys, ha? Itong P is not a reaction. That is an external force. So, hindi a reaction. Okay? Tapos, 3 times N. Wala man tayong internal hinge dito. So, this is 1 lang. So, this is equals to 3. Okay? So, this is less than. So, R natin is less than sa available number of equations. Yung reactions, yung unknown reaction is less than sa available number of equations. So, this is unstable kasi nga tinatawag natin siya partial constraints. Bakit? Isipin nyo, guys, no? Okay, so di ba yung ating unknown, di ba yung ating equations ay summation of forces x equals to 0, summation of forces y equals to 0, and summation of moment equals to 0. Okay? So, tingnan natin kung alin dito yung pwedeng masatisfy natin ng mga equations. Yung summation of moment, masatisfy natin to, no? Ito. Okay, masatisfy natin. Kasi, for example, nag-moment tayo dito about A. So, ito yung mag-iikot, tapos itong force na to. Okay? Iikot about point A. So, masatisfy natin yan. Summation of forces Y, masatisfy natin to. Ayun. Bakit? Dalawa man lang yung ating vertical. Itong FA. Tapos, yung vertical component ng P. So, satisfy itong summation of Fy. How about itong summation of forces X? Take note na wala tayong reaction na X dito. Ito lang yung ating X component. Yung X component lang ng P. So, therefore, guys, this is impossible na ma-satisfy natin yung summation of forces X. So, in other words, guys, no, ang mangyayari dito sa structure is, di ba nga, nagsa-slide-slide man tong support na to, okay? Kaya ang tawag man natin dito is a fixed connected collar. So, naka-fix ito is nagsa-slide. No? Kaya nga tayo kasi walang X component ng reaction dito kasi pwedeng gumalaw siya along this axis. No? So, ang mangyayari guys dito is, since meron man X component yung P, so itutulak na itong P na to, yung X component niya, itutulak na itong structure papunta doon. So, gagalaw siya yung ating structure. So, dahil gagalaw nga siya, take note, and that is unstable. Okay? So, hindi pwedeng gumalaw, no? Kasi magiging unstable yung ating structure. Okay? So, yun. So, hindi ma-satisfy yung ating summation of forces X. So, ang tawag natin dun, guys, kapag yung number of reactions is less than the available equations, ang tawag natin dyan ay partial constraints. Okay. So, meron pa tayong isang tawag, guys. That is, ang tawag natin sa isang, unstable, ang tawag natin sa isa pang condition ng unstable structures is improper constraints. So, dito mapapatunayan natin bakit unstable ang tawag kapag kasi di ba sabi natin, kapag R nga is equal to 3n or greater than 3n, pwede siyang maging unstable if the member reactions are concurrent or parallel or some of the components form a collapsible mechanism. So, ang tawag natin dito guys ay improper constraints. So, ano bang ibig sabihin ng improper constraints? Okay. So, a structure may have as many unknown forces as there are equations of equilibrium. However, instability or movement of a structure or its members can develop because of improper constraining by the supports. So, ayun. So, pwede maging unstable yung ating structure or pwedeng gumalaw yung ating structure, no? Mangyayari yan, this can occur if, number one, yung unang condition para sa improper constraint is that all support reactions are concurrent at a point. Okay? Mangyayari yung instability kapag lahat ng mga reactions ay nag-meet at one point. Pangalawa, all reactive forces are parallel. Okay? So, sa pangalawa, lahat naman ng mga reactions ay parallel. So, hindi yung pwede, no? Ang mangyayari dyan, magiging unstable yung ating structure. Okay? So, para mas maintindihan natin, guys, tingnan natin itong ating example. Okay? Para magkakaintindihan tayo. Okay? So, itong ating example, lipat tayo ng Microsoft whiteboard. Okay, dito tayo. Okay. So, tingnan natin guys itong ating structure. So, ito ay isang beam lang naman. Huwag natin pansinin muna itong mga dashed line na. Okay. So, ito ay isang beam. Tapos, meron tayong support dito na roller. Tapos meron tayong roller na naman dito pero nakaslant yung ating surface na pinaglagyan itong ating support. And same dito, nakaslant din. Okay. So mangyayari na to guys, di ba nga meron tayong isang reaction para sa roller, no? And that is perpendicular to the surface. No? So mangyayari, kapag knowing natin yung ating ang ating mga reactions, ang ating free body diagram, kapag knowing natin, ito yung mangyayari, no? Ayun. So, ito yung ating reaction dito para sa roller na to. Ito yung ating reaction para sa roller na to nasa B. And ito yung ating reaction para sa roller na nasa C. Okay? So, napapansin nyo, yung ating mga reactions ay nagmi-meet at one point. At point O sila nagmi-meet. Okay? So, dahil nagmi-meet nga sila at one point, ang sabi natin, this is unstable because all support reactions are concurrent at a point. Bakit? Diba? Bakit sinasabi natin na unstable? Okay? Kasi, unstable yan. Nasaan na yung pen ko? Yan dito pa. Unstable yan, guys. Kasi ang maaaring mangyari dito, kapag in-apply itong load na to, di ba may load P mo dito, external force, or kahit saan dito tayo mag-apply ng load sa ating structure, kapag nag-apply tayo ng load, ang mangyayari ay iikot siya about point O. Okay? Sige nga, try natin na. Try. Okay, di ba yung ating equations of equilibrium are summation of forces x equals to 0, summation of forces y equals to 0, and summation of moment equals to 0. Sige nga, tingnan natin kung ano yung ating pwedeng ma-satisfy dito. Summation of forces x, dalawa lang naman yung ating may x component. Itong FA, kaya nakaslant siya, at FC. So, ibig sabihin, pwedeng ma-satisfy yung ating summation of forces x. Summation of forces y, okay? Meron silang lahat mga vertical component. So, masasatisfy ito. Tama ba? Okay? Meron kasing upward, meron mga downward na mga forces. Okay lang? Okay? How about summation of moment? Okay? Kung moment tayo guys about point O, 0 ba ang mangyayari? Okay, so tingnan natin. No? Pag na-moment tayo dito tayo mag-moment. Ito, wala siyang moment kasi babangga siya sa point O. Itong FC, wala din siyang moment kasi babangga din siya sa point O. Itong FB, wala din siyang moment. So, ibig sabihin, pag nag-summation ng moment tayo about point O, ang lalabas lang na magkakaroon ng moment ay yung P, itong force P na to multiplied by D, that is the distance niya from point O, perpendicular distance, then equals to, yun lang, 0. Hindi pwede, di ba? Hindi pwede kasi kung meron tayong value ng P, meron tayong value ng D, hindi yun dapat maging 0. Diba? So, that means hindi ito masasatisfy. I hope naintindihan nyo yung ibig kong sabihin, guys. So, kapag hindi siya na-satisfy, ang mangyayari dito ay ikot yung ating structure about point O. No? And that is the cause of instability. Okay? So, yun na. So, ang tawag natin dyan ay improper constraint. Okay? Kasi nag-meet at one point yung ating mga reactions. That is concurrent at a point. Okay? So, meron pa tayong isa pang. Okay, so again, hindi natin masasatisfy yung summation of moment about that point of intersection. Okay, hindi magiging 0 doon. So, magiging unstable na yung ating structure. Okay? So, this is another example, guys, ng another improper constraint. Okay, so para klaro lang tayo, guys, no? Okay, so, wait lang. Balikan lang natin itong one na to. Kasi baka sabihin nyo, wait lang. Okay, balikan lang natin guys ha. So kaya na napatunayan natin na this is unstable kasi nga hindi niya masasatisfy yung summation of moment equals to 0. Okay. Pero take note guys ha. Sige ha, try natin i-compare dito ngayon yung R at saka yung 3N. Okay. So yung R at saka yung 3N. Okay. So, yung R natin, meron tayong isa dito na reaction, isa, okay, isa na naman dito, and then isa na naman dito. So, this is 3 natin reactions. Then, 3 multiplied by N. Okay, wala tayong internal hinge dito so this is just 1. So, this is 3. So, equal yung R at saka 3N. So, therefore, kung hindi natin tinitingnan yung ating mga reactions, pwede nating sabihin that this structure is stable. No? Pero again, this is not stable kasi nga, yung ating mga reactions ay nag-meet at one point. So, yun na nga yung ating ibig sabihin kanina guys, na hindi ibig sabihin na yung R nga is equals to 3N. Okay? Diba nga, sabi nga natin, okay, R equals to 3N is unstable, no? So, hindi ibig sabihin na yung R nga, wait, kanina kasi pinag-usapan natin sa nakaraang lecture natin kanina na yung R equals to 3N is statically determinate. No? Pero again, gusto ko lang i-highlight, i-emphasize na maaaring maging unstable yun kung yung ating mga member reactions ay concurrent or parallel. Parang katulad ng nangyari ngayon sa ating structure, di ba? Kuhaan siya, di ba? Pareho yung R at 3N. So, kung hindi natin tinitingnan yung arrangement ng ating mga supports, then pwede natin siyang malagyan na stable. Pero hindi pala siya stable, that is unstable pala siya dapat. Diba? Okay? So, yun. So, maging maingat tayo no, sa paglalagay ng mga reactions. Pinag-iisipan yung reactions, lalo kung nag-design ka. Okay? So, again, tapos na tayo nito. Okay? So, dito tayo sa isa pang example, guys. So, tingnan natin to. I'm so sinisipon. Okay, so tingnan natin tong ating example. So, sa sa example na to, no, meron tayong beam and then meron tayong tatlong supports. Okay? So, ang ating mga supports dito ay pare-parehong roller. Okay? So, tingnan nga natin, i-compute nga natin guys muna kung may possibility ba, i-compare muna natin dito kung yung R at saka yung 3N. Okay, so huwag muna natin isipin kung unstable siya or stable. So nga, i-compare muna natin si R at saka si 3N. So si R natin, take note, meron tayong isa dito na reaction, isa dito, at saka isa kasi pare-pareho silang mga, wait lang guys, wait. Okay, so meron tayong tatlong reactions, no? And wala tayong internal hinge, so yung ating N dito is 1. Okay, so this is 3. Okay, so pareho, no? Equal pa rin siya. So, ibig sabihin guys, kung hindi natin tinitingnan, pwede tayo makapag-decide, makapag-classify nito as statically determinate kung hindi tayo maingat. No? So, lalo na sa mga exams, ako, baka count lang ng count ng R tsaka 3N, tapos mali pala. So, ayun, so, this is unstable guys. Bakit siya maging unstable? Kasi take note, kapag nilagay natin yung ating mga reactions, yung ating mga reactions will be parallel. Pare-pareho silang roller. So, parallel yung ating reaction sa A, B, at saka C. Okay? So, ang mangyayari guys ay unstable siya because all reactive forces are parallel. So, bakit? Okay, sige nga. I-analyze ulit natin. Bakit siya unstable? My God. Okay, so sige nga. Yung ating mga equations of equilibrium, summation of forces y equals to 0, summation of moment about any point equals to 0, summation of forces x equals to 0. Yung summation of forces y equals to 0, masasatisfy ito kasi may mga vertical naman tayo, no? Summation of moment equals to 0, masasatisfy ito, no? Kahit saan tayo mag-moment, maaaring magkaroon tayo ng 0, okay, na moment. So, ibig sabihin, hindi ikot yung ating structure kung masatisfy natin ito. Pero, yung summation of forces x, hindi siya masasatisfy, guys. Bakit, no? Kasi, take note na ang mangyayari nito pag nag-summation of forces x tayo, take note, wala man tong x component. Ito ay wala din x component. And ito ay wala. So, yung ating mga reactions dito ay parehong walang mga x component. So, yung ating may x component lamang dito is itong P. So, ano mangyayari kapag nag-act na itong ating force P? Tama ba? Ang mangyayari is, gagalaw yung ating beam papuntang left. Gagalaw papunta doon yung ating beam. Bakit, no? Itong x component niya, yung magtutulak ng beam papuntang left. Yun. So, that is unstable kasi gagalaw, di ba? So, hindi pwedeng gumalaw. Okay? So, ayun guys. So, ayun. So, pag parallel reactions, unstable yun. Okay? So, hindi masasatisfy yung ating summation of forces x equals to 0 sa problem na ito. Okay. So, again, no, para lang summarize natin yung ating discussion sa stable at saka sa unstable. Masabi natin yung unstable kapag sure na tayo na unstable kapag yung R natin is less than 3N. Kapag yung R natin is greater than or equal to 3N, maaari lamang siya maging unstable if the member reactions are concurrent or parallel or some of the components form a collapsible mechanism. Okay, so take note guys that if the structure is unstable, it does not matter if it is statically determinate or indeterminate, no? Kasi nga masisira yung structure. Pag sinabi natin statically determinate or indeterminate, that means dapat stable yung structure, no? Hindi, kasi baka mamaya sabihin natin na merong isang structure na, di ba, parang katulad kanina, R is equals to 3N, hindi mo pwedeng sabihin that it is statically determinate kasi R equals to 3N. No? That is unstable kasi nag-meet yung ating mga reactions at one point, pwede kaya parallel yung ating mga forces, yung ating mga reactions. So, yun. So, again, hindi na natin kailangan i-classify na statically determinate or indeterminate kapag ka unstable. Kasi ang unstable ay hindi siya stable. That means masisira yung ating structure. Kapag ka stable, yun lang yung ating pwedeng i-classify na determinate or indeterminate. Okay? So, ito, last example guys, no, para sa ating lecture. No? So, ayun, more than 1 hour na pala tayo nag-discuss. So, ito, ano na lang natin to, i-solve muna natin to, last na. So, ito yung ating problem. Okay, so, classify. So, again, no, yung ating problem is classify each of the structures shown in the following figures as stable or unstable. The structures are subjected to arbitrary external loads that are assumed to be known. So, ang gagawin lang natin dito is i-classify lang natin kung yung structure na natin ay stable or unstable. Hindi natin kailangan ilagay, ganito na lang, no? Ilagay na lang din natin kung stable siya, ilagay na lang din natin kung determinate or indeterminate, no? Okay. Para lang klaro tayo. Okay. So, baguhin natin itong, okay? Okay. So, para sa ating solution, guys, ay para ibabaguhin natin yung ating instruction, okay? So, para mas maganda, mas challenging, no? Other than classify kung stable or unstable, kapag ka stable, lalagyan din natin siya kung determinate or indeterminate. Okay? So, para maging maayos yung ating okay, so let's solve now. Okay guys, so binago ko yung problem. So yung problem na natin ngayon is we will classify nga yung structure as stable or unstable. Tapos, kung stable siya, then we will determine if it's statically determinate or indeterminate. If statically indeterminate siya, then we have to report the degree of indeterminacy. Okay? So, madali lang naman to. So, sige nga, let's solve this problem. Okay? So, unahin muna natin letter A. Okay? So, we need to think. Again guys, we have to be very careful sa pag-solve nito kasi baka makapag-judge tayo ng stable tapos unstable nga pala. Okay, so we have 3, okay, magbilang muna tayo ng reactions. So we have 3 reactions dito, isang reaction dito, isang reaction dito. So we have 5 reactions here. Okay, then parts number of parts, this is 3 times n natin is 1 because wala naman tayong internal hinge. So this is equals to 3. So 5 is greater than 3. Okay. So, this is maaaring stable siya. Okay, tingnan muna natin guys kung maaaring magkaroon ng reactions na concurrent. So, vertical dito, ito is tatlo yung ating reactions dito, moment, vertical, at horizontal. So, that means impossible na magkaroon tayo ng lahat ay parallel, and impossible na din na magkaroon tayo ng concurrent. So, therefore, this is stable. And it is statically indeterminate to the second degree. No? Yung ating statically indeterminate na degree is 5 minus 3. Okay? So, this is stable and statically indeterminate. Wait lang guys, Okay? So, erase na natin to. Okay. Okay, so nasolve na natin letter A. Dito na tayo sa letter B. Okay, so sa letter B, no? This is a fixed support, so we have here 3 reactions. This is a fixed, so 3. Tapos dito ay internal hinge, meron tayong 2. So we have 8 na reactions. Then 3 times n. N natin dito is, take note, meron tayong internal hinge. So ikapat natin siya dyan. So dalawang parts to, so this equals to 6. Okay? So 8 is greater than 6. Okay? So tingnan natin guys, kung maaaring magkaroon ng parallel lahat or maaaring magkaroon ng concurrent na point na mag-meet yung ating mga reaction. So, sa case na to, meron tayong moment, vertical, horizontal. Dito, vertical, horizontal, moment, vertical, horizontal dito sa A. So, that means na impossible na magkaroon tayo ng lahat sila ay parallel kasi merong moment. And of course, impossible din na magkaroon tayo ng concurrent na point na mag-meet sila. So, ibig sabihin, this is stable. Okay, so erase natin to. This is stable to. And it is statically indeterminate. Indeterminate kasi greater than yung 8 ay mas malaki compared sa 6. So, this is indeterminate to the second degree. Okay? Next, kaya tayo sa letter C. Okay, so dito is 3 reactions. Ayun. Dito is isa. This is a roller. Internal roller ang tawag dito. And isa dito. So, ang ating total number of reactions ay 5. Okay, then dito sa number of parts, this is 3 multiplied by. Okay, so take note guys. Wala tayong internal hinge. Pero take note, meron tayong internal roller. Ito yun, no? Internal roller ang tawag dyan. So, pwede natin i-cut dyan, and then i-isolate yung isa, i-isolate yung isa. So, ibig sabihin, dalawang parts ito. So, this is 6. So, take note, R is less than 6. So, this is automatically unstable. Okay, so erase natin to. Okay, so this is unstable. Ayun. Okay, dito tayo sa letter D naman. So, this is a hinge. Hinge dito. So, dalawa yung ating reactions. Roller, isa. Roller, isa. Roller, isa. Meron tayong internal hinge dito, dalawa. Internal hinge dito, dalawa. Okay, so ilan yung lahat? Our reactions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So, 9 yung ating reactions. Okay. Check lang natin. Wait lang. Okay, so 9 yung ating reactions. Then, para sa number of parts, this will be 3 multiplied by, n natin is, take note may internal hinge tayo dito, internal hinge cut, so 1, 2, 3 yung ating parts. Okay, so this is 3 times 3 equals to 9. Okay, so equal, so therefore this is, tingnan muna natin guys, bago tayo mag-judge kung ito nga ba is stable. Okay, so take note na ito is puro roller. So, vertical, vertical, vertical. Dito meron tayong horizontal kasi it is hinged. Meron tayong vertical. Okay? So, that means na since meron tayong horizontal dito, then, ibig sabihin, hindi sila lahat ay parallel. So, yun. Hindi yun unstable. And hindi naman sila nagmi-meet at one point. So, therefore, this is stable. Stable to, guys. And then, since equal man siya, this is statically determinate. Okay. So, i-erase natin yung nandito. Okay, then dito tayo sa letter E. Okay, letter E tayo guys. Malapit na tayo matapos. So, this is a hinge. So, this have 2 reactions. Ito ay roller, so 1. Ito is fixed, so 3. Tapos ito internal hinge, so 2. This is 2, kaya may internal hinge din dyan. Tapos 2, okay? So bilangin natin. This is 2, 5, 5, lahat. 6, 7, 9. 9 plus 3 is 12. So 12 yung ating reactions. Tama ba yung ating bilang? Paki-check nyo guys. So 12 yung reactions. Okay, dito naman, solve natin yung 3n. So 3 multiplied by n. So, meron tayong internal hinge dito. So, cut, then cut, then cut. Okay? So, ilang parts yun? 1, 2, 3, and 4. So, 4 yung ating parts. So, this is 12. Okay? So, equal. Okay? So, tingnan natin ating mga reactions. Baka nag-meet at one point. Sure na tayo na hindi sila parallel lahat kasi merong vertical horizontal dito. Merong vertical. Ito is tatlo may moment. So, obviously, no, this is stable, guys. And this is statically determinate. Determinate, ito, determinate. Okay, equal man yung R tsaka yung equations. Equal man yung unknowns at tsaka yung number of equations. Okay. Okay, so I hope na nakakasunod kayo, guys. Wait lang. Okay, so dito tayo sa letter F. Ayan. So, let's count if this is stable or unstable. So, this is a hinge. So, 2, yung ating reactions dito. Then, 2 din dito. ito ay internal hinge din 2 din. So this is 6 reactions, unknown reactions. Tapos para sa ating parts, this is 3 times n. N natin is, meron tayong internal hinge dito. So this is 2, that is equals to 6. Okay? So equal guys. So tingnan muna natin kung nag-meet sila at one point. So obviously, ito ay may horizontal, may vertical. Ito horizontal, vertical. Ito horizontal, vertical. So hindi sila mag-meet at one point, obviously, no? Okay. So hindi sila mag-meet at one point. So this is stable and this is statically determinate. So erase lang natin to. Okay. So last na guys. Ito na yung last. Okay. So last na talaga to. Okay. So bilangin natin yung ating mga reactions. Ayan. So this is a fixed. So 3. Fixed to 3. So this is internal hinge 2. This is internal hinge pod 2. This is internal hinge 2. So 5, 5, 2, 12. Okay. So 12 yung ating internal, unknown reactions. And para sa 3n, that is 3 multiplied by, ilan yung ating parts? May internal hinge dito, so cut. Internal hinge dito, cut. Internal hinge dito, ika-cut. So 1 yung first part, second part, third part, fourth part. Okay, so this is 12. Ayun. Okay, so tingnan muna natin, baka nag-meet sila at one point. No, that is not possible na mag-meet sila at one point. And obviously, hindi rin magkakaroon ng parallel ng mga reactions kasi meron tayong mga momentary reactions at horizontal vertical. Okay? So, this is stable, obviously. And this is statically determinate kasi equal yung ating R tsaka number of equations. Okay, so di ba guys, madali lang siya, no? So, ayun. Okay, so, that's it. So, ayun guys. So, madali lang yung topic natin. So, that is, we need, di ba madali lang naman i-classify kung stable or unstable, and madali lang din i-classify kung determinate or indeterminate. So, ayun guys, so hiniwalay ko yung topic natin nga na diniscuss pala ngayon ay mga beams, pin-connected structures, tsaka frame. Ihiwalay ko yung chassis because iba yung kanyang computation ng stable and unstable, pati na din yung determinate and indeterminate. So, ayun. So, see you next video. So, thank you. And so, sana ay marami kayong natutunan. Okay, so bye-bye!